Hi everyone, Lynn Dwyer here. Today I thought I'd show you how to use the Fiskars oval cutter. I have had a few inquiries about people having trouble with this particular cutter, so I'm hoping to show you a few little tricks that maybe make it a little bit easier for you. First of all, when you get it, always look on the bottom of the packet or in the packet. You'll usually find the instructions to whatever Fiskars tool you have. And that's the same with the oval cutter. I don't actually have the package with me here at the moment, but the instructions are underneath it. Okay, on the top here, if I lift that up, you'll see the little blade carriage. So there's two blades in there. You'll need to take one of those out. Put that back down there. Leave the spare one in there. And then basically, you can see, I'll just hold it a bit closer. There's a little arrow on the top here. Hold it up a bit to the camera. And down the bottom you'll see the blade. Okay, turn the shape cutter over and just drop the blade into the carriage. It should just sit down there. Just be careful not to touch the blade. Just press that in, turn it over, and there you have it ready to cut now. You can see there's a little arrow there. So that's the direction you need to cut in. If you happen to drop it in the other way so that the arrow is facing this way, then that's the way you'll cut. On the side, you'll see some markings. If I hold it a bit closer, there's markings along here. So can you see? Not sure whether the camera's picking that up or not. Okay, there's measurements from just under 3 inches till just over 6 inches. Now you'll need to swing the top like so. Open that up, and that releases this. Okay, just back and forward, and then along here you'll see the measurements. Right up here till 6 and about 6 1/4. So just slide it along to whatever measurement you want. I'll put it on about 4. And then you lock that back in place. So swing that back over the top. Okay. And now I've set that at about 3 1/4 inches. Not sure if you can see that. Also on the side here, there are 2 other little measurements. Once again, I'm not sure if you can see. I'll hold it over that way maybe so you can see. This marking here shows a larger elongated oval. This one here is a smaller oval. So I've set that at 3 1/4 inches. Now the 3 1/4 inch mark means the diameter across my oval is going to be 3 1/4 inches. Okay. So if I wanted to make it a fairly elongated oval, then I would set it on that one, which it's actually now set on. But I want to make it a little bit, I guess, more of a squat oval. So I'm going to shift it. And to shift that, you just slide this base plate up, if I can do it, until it clicks. Okay, and then I'll hold that up so you can see where it's set at now. You see that little oval. Okay, and this body is just going to swivel. Remember, I've got my arrow pointing clockwise, so this body is going to swivel around that bottom base. The base here has like little rubber feet. And the idea is, when you press down on your cardstock, pop that up here, you're going to keep the weight in the middle of the punch. We're going to cut, my arrows going clockwise, so I'm going to go that way. Now, you have to practice this. Go around, and you really need 2 hands for this. So you've got to be able to, whichever is your dominant hand, that's the hand that you're going to turn it with. But also make sure that the base doesn't move. Okay, so So I'll move that out of the way so we can pop that out. Okay, it's as easy as that. But it does take a bit of practice. It's like any tool. The more you play with it, the more comfortable you'll feel. So the main thing is to hold that firmly. You don't want that base slipping, and use your dominant hand to actually turn it with. Now, if we wanted to use the other attachment which comes with this, we can use it a bit like is a compass. So this attachment here, we need to get the blade out of the carriage. Now to do this, just press from the top, push down until that drops out. Sit that aside, and then turn the attachment, this attachment, okay, over, and this just fits into the top of the orange, like so. Okay, the little screw here, just loosen that. Find yourself a pencil, and just move this out of the way for a second. Okay, pop your pencil in carriage and just tighten the screw till it won't wriggle. Now, I've got this set at, still got it set on the same, haven't I? So, alright, remember, we're going to make sure that I've got my dominant hand, which, believe it or not, is my right hand, even though I write left-handed. And, whoop, just go back. I think I've gone off the side of the mat here. Okay, I'll move it over so you can see. But you can see how, oh no, you really can't see. I need to do it again. Okay, I'll move this around. I'll see if I can press a bit harder so that you can actually see the pencil mark. Okay, go around again if you've missed a little bit. I think I could have chosen a better pencil. I think this one actually needs sharpening. Okay, so there you go. Can you see that? If I lift that up, I'm not sure if you can see the oval mark, but basically you can use that other attachment to draw oval shapes. Okay, so I hope that makes it a little easier for those of you that have one of these. To take it off again, just slip that off. Pop your blade back in. Remember, we just tip it up. Press it down, just don't put your fingers on the blade. Make sure it's in. Now I've actually set that the other way this time, but that won't matter. You can still cut in that direction. Always follow the direction that the blade is pointing. Okay, and remember you've got an attachment here on the side as well if you need to use that to make to change the size of your ovals. Now you can do ovals up to nearly 12 inches I think by the time you extend the, if we do this again, I'll just move that out. So that's as far as it will go. So basically, my mat's, I've only got a small mat under here, so I can't actually do this here. But basically, that's going to end up a huge, nearly 12-inch oval. Okay, so you really can do many oval sizes with these, which I think is wonderful. But it does take a bit of getting used to. It's not one of those tools that you just need one hand. You do need to be able to maneuver it with two hands. And remember, your dominant hand should be the one that turns it, and use your other hand to just form a bit of a bridge, making sure that the middle, you're holding it in the middle so that this base underneath doesn't move off your work. The orange plate is the one that's going to move around. We don't want the blue one moving at all underneath. Okay, I hope that makes it easier for you.